Hey guys, it's Paradise, and are you looking for new games to put on your radar? Well, a ton of new interesting games have been revealed or got new trailers at the Korean gaming event G-Star that's recently happened. We wanted to go through some of the games that piqued our interest or just looked cool. So in case you missed them, we thought it would be great to share that they existed because we know you guys love being at the forefront of cool new stuff in gaming. These are mostly games that are in early development but showcase a new concept or just look like they have potential to be a ton of fun. That being said, as with a lot of games from Korean studios, they could end up getting cancelled as they don't have a release date or a full title name at the moment, with many of them being called Project something. This video is just something to sit back, relax and enjoy as we see a bunch of cool new stuff that could be coming on the horizon. I'm sure many of you just love games, and the potential of some new awesome ones is always a fun thing. We remember when games like Stellar Blade were just called Project Eve, and it's even the same for Black Myth Wukong in its early days. These are examples of Eastern studios learning about the tastes of Western gamers and wanting to make more complete, awesome, and non-pay-to-win games. So let's jump into it and let us know which one you're liking the look of most. One of the games that we are massively excited for is Crimson Desert, and we've received a brand new trailer for this new ambitious open world action RPG. It is a short trailer but shows a new foe called Hex Marie, and it looks like a pretty intense boss fight where she's using crows or ravens to attack. We did actually have a chance earlier in the year to play this game at Gamescom, and we absolutely loved it. The boss fights were a big highlight for us, and we can't wait to see more of the game ahead of its release next year on PC and console. Next up is Project Overkill, a game that we've been covering for a while now, and it's a new 3D action RPG based in the world of Dungeon & Fighter. The game actually takes place 14 years before the events of DFO Dungeon Fighter Online, which is an old school beloved game for many people. At G-Star, it received some brand new gameplay to showcase the characters and combat, and for those that like character building, insane anime action, and side-scrollers, this could be one to keep your eyes on. The game features a variety of classes with crazy abilities based on the already established classes from Dungeon Fighter Online, and while we don't know for sure, it looks like in the early trailers you'll be able to team up with buddies to take on bosses and dungeons, just like in the original DFO. But having not played DFO, but getting into DNF Duel, we're super excited to give this a go, especially after seeing some of the sick anime trailers that the original game got. The game doesn't currently have a release date, but it will be released on PC and mobile. Next, we have a few new projects from the Korean studio Lionheart. Just remember to take all of these games with a grain of salt, as it could end up being vaporware. Project S is aiming to be a brand new looter shooter set in a post-apocalyptic world. It is being developed in Unreal Engine, making it pretty visually stunning. Currently, we see in the trailer that the world is overrun by an invading alien force, and it looks like it's the player's mission to go into dangerous zones and clear them out. To us, it seems like the Korean version of The Division, but with a survival horror twist added into it, which could actually be pretty awesome. We know that this is set to be a PC and console looter shooter with cross-platform play, which I love to hear. The devs have actually said it will include RPG elements, story quests, co-op modes, and PvP in a completely new setting and IP. Next, we have Project Q. Both Project Q and S are being made by Lionheart and were first announced in 2022, meaning they should be pretty far along in the development cycle. Project Q is completely different to Project S though, as it's going to be more for the Diablo and Lost Ark crowd. It's going to be a full 3D seamless open world MMORPG. The devs have said that the game will allow players to enjoy large-scale battles and be immersed in action as the camera lets them see all around them. We can see this is an isometric camera setting, and we know a lot of people don't like top-down or isometric games, but we do love them. Lost Ark was a ton of fun until you got to the very grindy endgame, so we're hoping that the studio can release something similar, but without the crazy microtransaction and endgame progression sinkhole. Now, does anyone remember when PUBG was the biggest thing? Well, the studio behind that ever-popular game is getting ready to release something brand new. It's still all about the shooting, but this time, unlike the last game, they've opted for a top-down perspective. The original description of the game says Project Ark is a dynamic 5 vs 5 military shooting game presenting a realistic and fast-paced gunplay like never before in a top-down shooting game, using real-time shared vision with teammates and a variety of tools to create and execute creative team strategies. While the gameplay on this one focuses on one team having to hack something called the Crypt, while the other team defends and tries to stop them. You can pretty much think of this as an isometric Counter-Strike style of game made by the creators of PUBG. From the gameplay, it looks like a ton of fun to us as there's a variety of weapons, even abilities, and the ability to reinforce or break walls to get the drop on enemies. It has been announced for PC, and you can currently wishlist this on Steam if it's your thing. Next is Project TH from EVR Studio, and it's a third-person action shooter. Project TH is sort of like the studio acknowledging that Ubisoft hasn't done anything with Splinter Cell for so long that they're just going to make it. The dev team have been releasing short developer session videos showcasing the game's progress and the different mechanics in the game, where we've seen things like stealth kills, cover mechanics, and general animations. The game is based on a webtoon, and the website says the game is all about being based on the webtoon Mudang intellectual property. Yes, that's right, you heard it correctly. Project TH is set in the unified nation of Korea in the near future. The scenario focuses on various events that occur among the main characters, originally a North Korean soldier who comes to South Korea as a military exchange program participant, Gavi, a member of a rising K-pop star called Order, and a mysterious terrorist known as ID Ghost. It definitely takes inspiration from Splinter Cell with its vibe and sound effects. Even though it's not polished at the moment, it does kind of look like a next-gen version of it. Just watch this.
뭐야? 거기 누구냐? 어?
병신. 무서워서 미치겠지? 쥐새끼가.
Well, we're quite excited for this one, and if it turns out well, it could be an absolute blast. There haven't been that many great stealth games in a while, and of course there is Metal Gear Delta for those of you that want something a bit sooner. So hopefully you enjoyed a look at some of our favorite games to come out of G-Star, and hopefully none of them have wacky monetization and actually do release. But if not, hopefully this was a chill video to watch and see some cool new games that could be coming on the horizon. So drop a like below if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more videos on upcoming and your favorite games very, very soon.